Hello and welcome to Fast and Dirty, presented by Haro's Automotive Center and Haro's Fleet Services in Vero Beach, Florida. Today we're going to be talking about this 1950 Ford and what we're going to be doing with it in the very near future. What's going to be happening with this car is it's a great car. It's been mine for a little while. I've owned it since 2018 and I've never driven it. When I got it, it was just literally a body sitting on an S10 chassis, not bolted down, with nothing inside it, missing floors. And we have put it together, we've painted it, we did the chassis, and it's an S10 chassis. Ford guys, don't knock me, I didn't do it. It had a small block Chevy in it and stuff like that, and we were gonna run it that way, you know, kind of like a tail dragger kind of thing. But you know how life kind of gets in the way and things get moved around. This happened with that as well. What had transpired was this was originally being built as an homage to my father, with his first car being a 49 Ford. Those plans changed because the big goal for the car was to unveil it to my mother and take her for a ride to the cemetery to see my father. So what happened at the end of 2022, moving into 2023, is my mother got terminal cancer. It was a surprise to us and her, and she had only a few weeks to live. And we traveled, me and my wife, back and forth from Florida to New York, where she lived. And ultimately she, I won't say lost a battle to cancer, because I don't think that's fair. To lose a battle, one side needs to win. And cancer dies too, right? So I consider my mother beat cancer, just the inevitability, she beat it by losing her own life. So she sacrificed her life to beat cancer. I know that sounds like some weird joke. It's not. I honestly believe that you know, you can beat cancer one way or another, because cancer loses too. So, you know, F cancer. On this, when we were flying back and forth, we were in the Newark airport, and when we found out that my mother was not going to recover from her terminal illness, I told my wife that I no longer wanted the car. My wife was very, very taken back, because I had wanted one of these cars for a very, very long time. And I said that I wanted to finish the car, and I wanted to sell it and give the proceeds to some sort of research foundation. So my wife said, great, how about St. Jude's in Tampa, Florida? And I said, awesome. We talked to our kids about it, and they were like, that is great. Because at that same time that my mother was going through a battle with cancer, so was my father-in-law. And very recently, my father-in-law also ended his battle with cancer, ultimately resulting in him losing his life or moving on to another plane of existence, but winning his fight with cancer, but ultimately it costing him his life. So, because we are not going to say cancer wins at all in this series, because all cancer is beatable, one way or another. So what we're going to do with this car is we're actually going to chassis swap it, getting rid of the Chevy parts. Chevy guys, it's a Ford. Come on. Chevy guys, again, it's a Ford. Would you put a small block Ford in a 57 Chevy? Ford guys might. But anyway, we're going to do a chassis swap. It's the easiest way to do this, and I know some people are probably thinking, oh my God, you're going to cut up a decent-looking 1950 Ford and chassis swap it. Should be sacrilege. But this isn't as clean as it looks. It's had extensive floor work done and stuff like that by me, so a lot of questionable welding. No, I'm actually a pretty good welder, but you know, someone had cut frame supports and stuff like that, and we built a bunch of stuff to fit S10 chassis to make it work and stuff like that, and be strong and stable and safe. And I really want it to be all Ford again, right? Because honestly, if it were me, yeah, I'd leave the S10 chassis, I'd small block Chevy, or maybe even a big block Chevy, and tail drag it, take it to car shows, and it'd be cool and stuff like that. Or even LS swap it. LS swap it. But I want it to be Ford again, because what we're going to do is ultimately auction this car off. And we're going to auction this car off with the proceeds going to St. Jude's, and we're going to speak with the folks at St. Jude's about, you know, but maybe possibly their hand in all of this and things like that, you know, to get as many people involved as possible. And we're going to build the car here on YouTube, and that's where you, the viewer, comes in, because the more we can get people to look at this and really kind of see us build it and things like that, generates a lot of advertisement for St. Jude's and the car. As far as the shop and stuff like that, we don't really care about that part. We're not looking for anything in return. We're looking to give back to a community, and to give back to those who honestly need it, that are going through that battle with cancer. And St. Jude's is the perfect place for that to happen, because we think that they handle the youngest demographic for that. So that's really where we want to be. So this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to chassis swap it. We're going to go around and show you some of the features on the car that it has now, that it's also going to have later, because I, again, did a lot of work to this car. And I know it's kind of sitting here derelict, but there's actually a lot of cool stuff in this car that we'll go over and we'll show you. Red's going to be the cameraman on this to help us out, so that way I can explain it and we can kind of go through it. And I know it's kind of stuck here between a motorcycle lift and some toolboxes and stuff like that, but we kind of got it into the shop so that way we could just show you and stuff like that. It's going to move to another side of the shop when we start working on it, and we're tearing it apart and going through it and chassis swapping and all that sort of junk that honestly we're really hoping that people watch and enjoy. And if anyone has any comments, concerns, or questions, please feel free to reach out. And again, all of the proceeds for this car are going to go to charity. We're not keeping not even a cent. 100% of this goes to charity. So anything we make off this car is going to St. Jude's, 100%. Like, we're not keeping anything, not even the money we put into it. So really, really need everyone's help to really get the word out there about the car and about the channel, to help motivate and push the car. So please, any help would be greatly appreciated. If anyone has anything they want to donate, that's awesome too. As far as, parts, things like that, we have 99% of all the 50 parts we need. Lincoln, though, we're going to need a Lincoln, and we're actually trying to source one of those now. And all the small stuff that's going to come in, mating the two cars together. Red is talking to one of our other mechanics right now. So I'll actually show you the engine bay and things like that, so that way we can start there. Okay, so that is the engine bay, and you can see all of that S10 chassis in there. I'm sure guys that are used to seeing the seeing an S10 chassis quickly can identify steering box, motor mounts, things like that. All that is GM. And we did trim a little bit on these to get these to fit in, but we're going to reuse all of this stuff with the Lincoln, and then fill in these sides when we go to do it. We're gonna do the cut right about here. So from here down, it'll be Lincoln. We are gonna uncover that tag and stuff like that, and probably relocate that a little bit. I'm gonna give this to Red. All right, so like I said, we have 99% of all of our 50 parts and things like that. So if anyone wants to donate, we really need a Lincoln. Up just a little bit, Red. The car's in good shape. We do have more glass and stuff like that, because I broke the glass when I was going to do it. Because if you smack old glass around a whole lot, like they tell you not to, it breaks. Who knew? In here, Red can probably get a good shot of it. That's Glen Oak floors and stuff like that, and it has this beautiful aroma of leather in here. Everything was one off. The seats are actually out of a Jaguar. We have the matching front seats, and even our door panels and our floors are all Glen Oak wood, and all of it's leather. And we want to reuse as much of that as possible, because I really like the idea and the look and the theme of all that, where it still has that nice 50s custom car look, and it's not going to hurt anything as far as the car, right? So we're going to take all that back out and readjust all that to fit the Lincoln. So a lot of little custom touches have to be done, and we're reusing that dash because that is probably one of the coolest dashes I think were made in the 50s. The 51 dash is really, really cool, but I kind of like that basic kind of flat dash look, and I think I can make that work with a Lincoln. It's just going to have to take a little bit of work to make it happen, but we'll make it happen. Coming back here, 50 always has like this beautiful, almost European trunk style, which honestly I've always liked, and the flat taillights are always cool. And I know it's hard to see, we have a ton of junk in here, but our floors back here also have the Glen Oak wood, and it's actually separated by aluminum. And then our side panels, same thing, all Glen Oak wood. Because when we were doing this, we actually were planning on building a very, very cool custom car. Anything that isn't leather, like if you look back here on the back trunk package, that's actually suede and things like that. So we did a lot of custom work on the inside of the car and the outside of the car, or in the inside of the car. Not so much on the outside of the car, because we really wanted it to be kind of more basic, just 50s style car, and wanted everything to be on the inside. Doing the next project, the next part of this, with the chassis swap, we want the same custom 50s kind of Autorama kind of look inside, and we want the trunk to be all detailed the way we initially had planned it. But we want the independent rear suspension in the 4.6 liter and the cruise quality of that mid to late 90s Lincoln and stuff like that. So that's where we're going to go with this. So please share this channel, share this video out, because honestly, everything for this is actually going to the greatest cause of all, children and cancer. I mean, I beat anybody to oppose me on that one. But honestly, like, share, subscribe, comment. It really helps out the algorithm. And honestly, if anybody has any questions, concerns, comments, ways that we're going to be working on this, that someone maybe has already done a chassis swap like this, hit us up. Let us know where we can go more right and make the build happen a little bit faster. Would be greatly appreciated. And from all of us at Harrow's Automotive Center and Fast and Dirty, make it fast, keep it dirty, but most importantly, have fun and stay safe. Thank you. Bye.